Hello, people. Hope you're well. This is the first blog for this year, and I'm excited to share my thoughts for this year. Of course, great things are ahead of this year. We are trusting the Lord for this year, and we are embracing ourselves for a lot which is ahead. So we are excited for the things we are building. So we hope you are building a bright future at Climatville, and also, of course, also at ID Africa. So a lot is ahead of us, and especially in this investment landscape. I was wondering, of course, there are so many things and there are so many economic changes happening, and I decided maybe is it a high time I make this video, because many people are misled, or many people are not sure which is the best way. Do you invest in real estate, or in stocks, or in gold, or in crypto, or in cash hustles? The one you do you, or would you be more willing to invest in your that money? Where is it? Do you get the best returns? Is it in real estate, in this Kenya, or in this African region? And Dinijoro raised a very important question that many people are always finding that themselves investing the wrong investment. For example, real estate is not a bad investment. It matters with what you're investing. Sometimes real estate has good returns, especially in a place like here in Kikuyu, whereby there is still, from what we are doing, there is still scarce inadequacy of housing. So there is a very big housing market which is very untapped. That's why we have like green financing for we also talks with organization to give green financing. So there is that option for green financing, whereby if you're doing a building with green technology, green roofs and all that, and the cooling part of it, you could get some lower you could get a loan at lower interest. So that's another story for another day. But here so the main question here I have is, would you rather invest in the stocks? And of course we all know stocks, Nairobi Stock Exchange is getting, it's a bit tricky from what we know, because for example, how was Safaricom valued? It's shady business. There was a shady transaction. So the only thing I would why many people are shy from investing in the Nairobi Stock Exchange or investing in the emerging market, which Kenya is one of them, is the unpredictability or the regulation. So the regulation is still behind. It's not catching up. It's not catching up with the reality from the ground. For example, what happened in Safaricom sale to Vodafone is a total shambolic thing. That Safaricom is a valued asset, but selling to a single person, I don't know. I don't want to speak more about it, but what I know is that we don't know what it feels symbolic what happened there. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So transparency is the issue in emerging market. So let's go back to the dollar pegged investment. So let's, for example, come to the US stocks. They do, most people can always come back to this, that the American system stock market is always recovers. Even during the COVID times, it was able to rejuvenate, it was able to outgrow all that down, because there was a kind of recession brought by that. And this is the point I wanted to raise. Only during COVID time was real estate able to match the stocks. So I'll share a figure here to show that the stock market has always been outdoing the real estate in the US. But I think that also we cannot translate in Africa, because also there are different dynamics. But it's one thing I can tell you for real. What is happening in the West has some ramification what is going in Kenya or in other places, because also the pricing and all that. The insurance is the same. Let's say, for example, AIG. Yeah. So, and also, of course, if you're willing to do this dollar, you want to invest in the dollar market, you can go through some banks like Standard Chartered, Britam. You can also go through Stanbic. You can also go through, I think, ABSA and many others. So they have all those portfolio. Don't go through all those small apps where here and there who are giving you, people are conned. I was watching another story of a lady who got conned by some people who had promised her a return of 1,500 Kenya shilling per day if she would invest $2,500. You can imagine losing 230 shilling because of not using mathematics. For example, let's come to the real estate. For you to earn, let's say 12%, which you would translate around, let's assume you for 12%, maybe you have put 30 million, and you're correcting a rent or monthly rent of, let's say, 300k, which is 300k. So that translates to around that's translates around 0.1% return. So when you multiply it by 12, that's when you get your at 12%. Am I right? Yes. You get 12%. So that means that you are gaining only, so for 360, that's when you get that for 360. So it's around 10%. But imagine, instead of getting this 10%, and then there hujatoa kasongo, you have to pay the taxes, you have to pay the new capital gain. So here in Kenya, I think the dynamics are not working. Venture capitalism here has failed. Remember why do you think Nvidia, or let's say Google, with their now latest generative AI? So AI, of course, is that all that AI is overrated. There is an AI bubble. All that, we all know that. But the fact remains that before the stocks of Tesla, for example, or Google or Meta tumbles to, they lose their value, it takes time. We know for sure, 2021 to 23, Apple was the highest rated, was the greatest in the stock market with around $3 trillion, but lowered because of maybe pricing and also other many factors. So we anticipate also the other companies like Google and Nvidia, they can always tumble. They can always tumble, and we could see a downfall, or maybe they could see, but we do not anticipate. I do not anticipate that, let's say, Nvidia stocks, if you check them, I'll share the link, how much they're selling today. I don't expect them to fall more than 10% margin or 15%. They can never go below 10% margin. There could be minor fluctuation here and there, but they will never go below. So the return in stocks has always been higher compared to real estate. I have also shared many videos of people who are trying to resell their houses, and it's crazy to sell a house. So the other advantage of stocks is that it gives you liquidity, hapa. So you find, for example, who would imagine, for example, Nvidia, if you bought Nvidia some years back, 5 years back, that you would have imagine if you would spend, let's say, 1,000, you could get you could say 200% increase. You put 1,000 and you'll be paying 100,000. You will get 100,000 from what you invested many years back. So Nvidia has shoot at them. And I think we need to make this documentary, the rise of Nvidia, because it's interesting. It's full of drama. It's also full of theatrics. It's also full of what do people call this? So that's the theatrics there. It's also full of speculation. It's full of speculation, but at least we know one thing, and Nvidia has the moat. Why do you think stock market is paying well? Because capitalism in itself pays. You are paying for innovation. That's the whole thing. The capitalism. The reason why Kenya is failing is because of we are trying to be capitalistic and also socialist at the same time. For example, look at the housing market. Here at Kikuyu, there is right now inadequate housing. People are not building enough. because some people are even scared of housing infrastructure, which is still behind me here. And of course housing fund, and of course the price of metal chuma zimepanda juu. So you can imagine, by trying to the government take your salary to build and then you buy that house, of course we know that's the biggest sham ever, and we can never be Singapore following this leadership has all totally failed, totally failed, and totally lost. Of course we know they are corrupt to the core, and that's why they will not stand any criticism, they will not stand any truth reality check. They will not. Reality check says that housing market has slowed down in Kenya, and so of course there's opportunity in that. When the market goes down, the prices shoot, because looking for a good piece of business building, for example, it's not easy here in here, but that's why we are working on that. We are working on that solution. Check it out. We have it there for if you want a house, if you want a business house. We have the Lookwood and the GGN platform for that. So I'll share the links with you there, where we have a marketplace where you're able to get a house in case on all that. We also have another business in case you're a hospital and you have that, you looking for a SaaS platform for you to be able to market your sales, or you're in the hospitality or the hotel industry. We can help you to be able to market, to create the impact that you need to be able to talk to your clients. It's also an e-commerce part of it. We have, I'll share with you the description over there. Back to the question. So, looking at the returns since 1930 and still now, real estate has always gold and bonds and gold bonds and real estate have not surpassed stocks. So you can always bet on stocks, and not especially not Kenyan stock. I would say for example for the American stock market. So this is always a good opportunity. You don't want to miss on those opportunities. The next Nvidia, maybe it could be climbable. So I wanted to put that plug there, so that in case you can get an equity at climbable, because it's all a matter of innovation. So anyway, this brings an end to this video. I want to wish you a great year, a great time, and I hope that anyway, I was trying to disrupt my kiddo here. So this time you need to look into all those factors when you're investing. Look at the diversification. Don't just only buy land here and there, plot here, build. Look at also alternative investment. And one I have pointed out is venture capitals, money market funds, MMFs. We are still in talks with a number of these who will be able to inform you where you can invest. But for now, I can assure you, for example, in case you can open an account at, for example, Standard Chartered, they will be able to help you. We also are coming up with a partnership, so that we can be able to give you other credible partners who can help you to be able to grow your wealth. Anyway, so that's Peter. It has been insightful discussing with you, and also sharing my thoughts why you should not always go for the next apartment in Kileleshwa or in Kikuyu or wherever. Look at other alternatives. But the other alternative we should share is direct stock or stake. You buy a direct stake, for example, in a company like Climbable, where you are able to see the growth, the expansion. So that's you buy an equity in our company, and then from there you're able to multiply your money. So this is another alternative to investing in the international money market. So thank you so much. Take care and see you until next video.